Can AI learn physics from sensor data? This is a very interesting question. So I came across this blog from Archetype AI. So they talk about, a foundational model which can learn physics from sensor data. So they have released this paper. Okay, this is an interesting paper titled A Phenomenological AI Foundational Model for Physics Signals. So the physical world is very complex and chaotic, right? Yet humans have learned to discover the laws of nature that govern it. It could be mechanics, thermodynamics, and more. So, how did we achieve this? We achieved this through repeated observations and precise measurements of different physical phenomena like motion of objects or temperature of gases. So, you have this entire field of science called physics, right, which looks into this. So, now the question is, what if an AI or an artificial intelligence system could help us characterize highly complex physical system behaviors that we are unable to formally describe using equations? Something like behaviors of electrical grids, industrial machinery, or even human computer interaction. So, this is where this particular company, Archetype AI, has come up with the physical AI foundation model. So, this model can effectively encode and predict physical behaviors which it has never processed before without being explicitly taught underlying physical principles. That is the idea over here. So, one way of training an AI system is, we need to teach it all the laws of physics, such as conservation of energy and so on. But then what happens via this process is that it could introduce inductive biases, which are assumptions representing constraints and prior knowledge as mathematical statements, right? So this approach could lead to highly specialized AI models. For example, there could be a model which can only analyze fluid motion using the Navier-Stokes equations. This would not be able to interpret, say, a radar Doppler images, which involves different physical principles, right? So what if instead of teaching AI the laws of physical world, can AI discover these patterns or these laws from data? That is the idea over here. And they have a model, foundational model called as Newton. Okay. So this particular model Newton, the idea over here is that you have the physical world, right? You have sensors which are present in the physical world from which measurements are captured, and using these measurements a model is trained, an encoder decoder model is trained. Okay, this model is then able to do inference on the sensor data to predict your for various kind of solutions. Okay, one of the solution could be electricity grid usage prediction and so on. That is the idea over here. Okay. So what they're saying over here is that this particular model is known as Newton. So you have these other models like ChatGPT for natural language or vision transformers for images and or multimodal models, right? Which work on video, audio, and stuff like that. Now, can you apply the same principles of data from the physical world? That is the idea. Okay, that is what they have done over here. So they trained this physical AI model. This is what they call as physical AI model, Newton, on 0.59 billion samples from open source datasets, which includes a wide range of physical behaviors from electrical currents and river fluid flows to optical sensors. They made use of a transformer based deep neural network. So Newton will encode all this raw noisy sensor data and attempts to make sense of it by uncovering hidden patterns and statistical distribution in the universal latent space representing all these measurements. So that is the idea over here. So convert the sensor data into embeddings, and then you have this encoder decoder or the transformer model. So it tries to identify the hidden things in this latent space. Okay. So what they did is that for the decoder part, okay, they have several lightweight application specific neural network decoders. Okay, so for example, if they are trying to predict the grid, right, the grid usage, okay, what they over here is, here they have a specific decoder for this. So the encoder tries to encode the entire physical world basically, right, from the sensor data. The decoder now tries to do it decoding for specific use cases. That is the idea over here. Okay, so here you have a couple of use cases which they have shown over here. One is to forecast Turkey's power consumption. They are showing the ground truth versus the reconstruction. It looks quite close over here. And the bottom is forecasting the oil temperature of an electrical transformer. Okay, so you have the prediction versus the ground truth over here. So this is two use cases which they are showing over here, right? So in both cases, they say that Newton model received real-time data from sensors and was able to accurately predict the behavior of the physical systems. What is remarkable is this is zero shot. That is what they're claiming over here, that this has not been specifically trained to understand these experiments. It is encountering it for the first time. Okay, so these are interesting claims over here. So this is the performance of various physical phenomenon on complex physical the forecasting performance of Newton. That is what they are saying over here, right? Fine-tuned and target trained models. Okay, so very specific trained models versus your Newton's performance. That's what they are showing over here. So this is quite an interesting thing. So for the physical world, you now have an AI model which can learn from different sensor data, and then it's like a pre-trained model, physical AI foundation model, which can accurately analyze sensor data with minimal additional training, and this can be then applied for various applications. That is the idea over here. So more details are present in this paper. What is this physical AI and other things are interesting blogs are present over here. So you can look at these blogs. Okay, and they also have request for early access. I don't know who they provide access to, who they don't provide access to, but this is an interesting application of, say, AI. All we have been hearing AI is currently chatbots and multimodal models and those kind of things, but this is a different kind of an AI model which tries to learn the physical world basically, right? This has so many scientific applications or general user applications as well, like your electricity grid prediction or things like that. So I would put the link to this particular blog in the description of the video. You can check it out. I hope this video is useful to you. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. See you in another video.